All right. Can you ask for consent to search from a person who is in custody? My name is Anthony Bandiero, attorney and senior legal instructor for Blue to Gold Law Enforcement Training. Bring the roadside chat. All right, I have a question. We were talking about consent to search, let's say a vehicle. My question is, if you place a person under arrest, let's say for driving while suspended, can you ask them while they are in custody for consent to search the vehicle? Can you provide case law showing that you can or you cannot? The answer is that you can. You can ask for consent. Now, we do know that getting consent from a person who is in custody, of course, is going to be more difficult and requires more articulation than if the person was not in custody. The reason why is that being in custody, of course, is a little bit more coercive naturally than a person who's free to leave, right? But it's not strictly prohibited. Here is a U.S. Supreme Court case on it. U.S. versus Watson, 1976. The fact of custody alone has never been enough in itself to demonstrate a coerced confession or consent to search. Similarly, the absence of proof that the defendant knew he could withhold his consent, though it may be a factor in the overall judgment, it's not to be given controlling significance. So the courts would like you to let them know that they have a right to refuse, and some states require that, like New Jersey, in Colorado, but not most states do not. It's just part of totality of the circumstances. Now, the test that we use for whether or not a consent has been freely and voluntarily given, right, is based on the totality of the circumstances. So Ohio versus Robinette, it's 1996. It says, and just as it would be thoroughly impractical to impose on the normal consent search the detailed requirements of an effective warning, so too would it be unrealistic to require officers to always inform detainees that they are free to go before consent to search may be deemed voluntary. The Fourth Amendment test for a valid consent to search is that the consent be voluntary. And voluntariness is a question of fact to be determined from all of the circumstances, right? So there's your constitutional law there. If you're going to ask for a person's consent to search if they're in custody, here are some pro tips. Obviously, you want to be conversational, be polite, be professional. Allow them to watch you search so that if they have a problem with it, they can revoke or they can terminate or they can modify, right? Don't have officers surrounding them. Of course, don't have any hands on your weapons when you're talking to these people, right? Let them know they have a right to refuse. They don't have to let you, but, and so forth. These are all things that you can do, but it can be done. All right? All right, there's your answer. I hope it helps. Before you leave, like, subscribe, comment below. It really does help the channel. And that, my friends, is all I have. Have a good day. See you next time.